Alright, so this is going to be a video in which I review sort of the art I've been doing for the past couple years, I guess. And so we're going to start with 2022, so let's go through these. I'm an art student, I'm learning, and so I'm reviewing my progress and seeing how I've grown. I mostly do animal art, so let's go. So here's just a horse with a little butterfly. This is from 2020. I'm just going to go through these pretty quick because we've got a lot to get through. Here's a banana dog. So I think a lot of the problems with this one are just it's a centered composition and the background's kind of boring. I think the subject matter is great, but a lot of the stuff with the legs isn't worked out. You can see a lot of holes in my knowledge with anatomy. The fish, it just feels, I like the idea, it's just something about it feels really, I don't know, static and like I don't know, it's just not totally resonating with me for some reason. It feels very static and maybe there's a lack of information and understanding of the fins and fish anatomy. It feels very plasticky. So let's see, let's move on. Here's a pudding elemental. I really like this. It's just a playful pudding, so it's these objects from my kitchen. I liked it about this one is that I used objects from the kitchen, real objects that I inserted into the drawing. Like these are all real objects I found in my kitchen and then I just put them within the context of a pudding elemental. So it's like you were making a pudding in a bowl and then it came to life and it's still got all the ingredients and stuff. I think in the future what I'd like to do is get a little bit of this sludge, a little bit of this pudding indicated on the bowls and on the objects because they wouldn't just be perfectly clean. But overall I really think it's a great silhouette, it's a great expression, it's a great story. I really like that one. This one's just a scorpion bowl, so it's the thing I really hate about this one is that there's just a big old tangent right here where this his left pincer meets the top of the it should be an overlap here, but instead I have this really bad tangent, which is like these three lines intersecting, so that's the thing. That's all I can see when I look at this. But otherwise, I really like it. I think this this hoof is turned incorrectly in terms of perspective. It should be facing more towards the ground. It looks like he's rotating it in a bit, which isn't correct. This tail also looks like it's coming towards us, which isn't correct. It should be in line with the base. But yeah, overall I think it's really cool. Okay, here's Bookworm. This was a commission for my cousin. I included some books. See the titles you can see here. I think the main problem with this one is these shapes aren't very interesting right here. The eyes are totally symmetrical. The cheek anatomy isn't totally figured out here. But overall, it's really cool, and I like it. It's just I think that it suffers from the choice of medium, and that I couldn't get the kind of I couldn't push the values as much as I would have liked because of the types of colored pencils I was using, or just the fact that they're colored pencils. I'm not sure which. But overall, those are just a few from 2020, just to give you some context. So we're going to go into 2021. So this was last year. We're just going to go in order. Photo study, 90 minutes. Just had fun with that, enjoying it. Experimenting with some texture brushes. We're going to keep moving quick. Here's just an impressionistic study of a shrub, seeing how far I could push the colors, see how much I insert color into the shadows. You see you've got these reds and yellows in here. Just playing with this idea of not just having green, but having within that green, or creating green from a combination of all these different colors, from combining yellow and blue on the canvas, kind of like a pointillist style, like Surah. This is Rasengan from Naruto. I just was doing texture studies and wanted to try to play with this idea of like this glowing ball. I couldn't really figure out how to get this idea of the swirling chakra, but I like the lighting effect, but it's missing that swirling effect. I've got some of that going on here, but it doesn't have that feeling of rotation, so that'd be one to return to in the future. This is just a study of the sun. So I was just experimenting with the texture and how I could paint the texture of the sun. I like that one. It looked cool. I got to play with like a flame brush. Yeah, same here. Less successful than the past one, but still cool. It looks a little too fuzzy for my taste. It doesn't really feel as much like fire. Could have pushed it a little brighter. Pushed the lights to get a little brighter. Maybe done the background a bit darker to really sell the idea. This is working on my drawing skills. Just creating kind of a character. The paws look too soft and fluffy, kind of like polar bear paws or something. It doesn't look sharp and dangerous like it should. The idea wasn't really there in terms of like, why is this dog fetching a scythe? I thought maybe he's like an assistant to Death, but this one wasn't totally worked out. But overall, I thought it was kind of a cool idea. I could return to it, but I'd really need to work out like what is this thing, what is its role, and but the idea overall, I like the idea of a dog carrying a weapon in its mouth. It's just something to return to. Here's T-Rex Lotto. I think it was for the start of the almost a year ago exactly. It's just a dinosaur happy he wants some money, so money falling from the sky. And I think it was for just like start of the new year maybe. I think I drew the character and he looked really happy about something, and so then I added all this money falling from the skies to give him something to be happy about. But I like the expression for sure in here. The teeth get a little jacked up because they go around the muzzle like this, and that structure isn't really that sound. It looks like they're going up, not like they're remaining flat, so there's something to be worked out there. But overall, I really like the expression. This is something I was working on for my mentorship with Tyler Edlin. This is like the first stage. Here's another stage. Here's, I guess, the final one, but there's a lot that isn't worked out. A lot of this is like photo bashed with like especially this texture down here, this texture in here. I mean, it's a cool idea overall. This fist isn't worked out. It looks like really short, but overall it's a cool idea. I really like the rim light around here. Tyler Edlin helped me a lot with this. Getting that heat radiating out from here, that looks cool for sure. This would be something maybe to return to, because I do think it has a cool personality and a cool feel. It just, I don't know. It's not, but it was cool to do, especially getting these rocks to work together. Just too reliant. I hate relying on like photo textures and stuff. I want to be able to draw this stuff by myself, and that's what I'm working on this year, because this year I'm not really painting so much. This year, 2022, I'm just going to be drawing and focusing on improving my draftsmanship. This one was just like a tree fort idea, so you're looking out from one of these buildings onto another, just some environment design. Same with this one, working out color thumbnails, color roughs. Same with this one, just working out locations and scenes and kind of constructing buildings and thinking about how these can be connected by bridges. Skip through some of these. This was just like an abandoned temple or castle or magic school, like kind of a castle in the sky feel. Here's just the one I did for Easter, which is just a bunny, kind of getting back to my roots with just some animals. Here's another one. I really like this one. I was reading Harry Potter, and I was like, what about like a pug that does magic? So I really like this one. It just feels very like me. This one's traditional. It's just a pen and ink, and then some watercolors. This is another just cute one with watercolors and I think ink, waterproof ink. I think it's India ink, waterproof India ink, and it was like Rex Kwon Do from Napoleon Dynamite, but eating an ice cream cone. I don't know where the idea came from. It was just kind of a fun drawing. I just like that one. This is a fawn, just like Bambi style. Just wanted to do a cute little creature. I'm noticing a lot of my stuff is fuzzy, and that's what I think drawing is going to help a lot with. Working on my drawing skills this year is going to help me tighten up on a lot of this stuff where I'm not really certain. So just, I guess, finishing things to more, so they're more resolved. This is one of those ones I look at and I'm like, I could do a lot better at this if I tried it again, this year, because this was almost a year ago now, I bet. Maybe like 15 months. No, not 15. Like 18 months ago, maybe. I'm not exactly sure when, but I could definitely come back and do a better job on this. But yeah, it was a good study. I really just like this idea of like the blue eyes. I think it's artificially added in the photo, but yeah, this was a cool one to do. I definitely look at it and, like, I definitely would want to do an underdrawing on that and fix up those proportions, because they're not reading correctly to me. The spacing between the eyes is looking iffy. Looks a little too tall, maybe. Yeah, there's a lot I'd want to come in and fix in with the proportions, and the mouth got too big, but yeah, that was a fun one. I really like that one. This is just a flower study. Looking at it, I see a lot I can fix with this too. Like, this petal isn't stretched out enough. This petal got too fat over here. This petal needs to be more straight up here and probably stretches out a little bit more because this angle seems to be off, and this shape definitely needs to be worked out a little bit more. I think it's a little bit broader than I have it. I feel like it's not broad enough in mine. But so the shapes of the petals need work. This is just a quick study though, so I'm not going to be too harsh. And I believe I was mainly going for the colors on this one, so I probably wasn't focused. This is like a Goblin Study. So this, I believe, I took a portrait of a person, or no, I think it was a cosplay portrait, and I wanted to do a goblin. But you can see here how my edge transitions aren't really working. It just doesn't ring true, really. It's too contrasty. The transition from the ear into the hair is very plasticky and harsh. Like, this is all a hard edge. Overall, I like it. I like this skin color, and it's just, it needs polish, right? And that would come from doing more real life portraits and understanding, like, this nose doesn't really work. It, I believe, needs to come over here a little bit more if I were going to do that. But yeah, but that's why I'm going to be working on my drawing skills this year, because a lot of these are just drawing issues. This one's was based on a cosplayer. Just I was kind of going for I believe I was going for a J.C. Leyendecker feel with this white, and I actually like this one a decent amount. It suffers from the same lack of refinement as the other. So what I'm saying over and over again is like just like it's close, but it needs refinement. So. Same with this one. This is just a portrait study. I'm just working things out, just studying and learning. Same thing here, just a figure painting, working stuff out, trying to get the gesture to work, and this cast shadow is really bad. That's my main critique of this one, is that cast shadow just not good at all, but for a study it's good. This is just a surfer one. I didn't want to show the painted version of this because it's not as good as the drawing. I actually like the simplified drawing a lot more. Proportions of the face need work, for sure. I need to work on that nose. Seems wonky. This leg is getting really long here, I believe. Not sure if this hand tracks properly, if that would go in here, but overall I think this one has some good appeal to it, and it carries a feeling that I really like, and I like this swoop and this bold shape here, so this captured the feeling I was going for. I just wish I could push the painting a little bit further. Same with this one, just working on the drawing and then just adding a little bit of color, just to contrast the dark skin with these light bands. I thought was cool, but just, yeah, some drawing and kind of going for like a barbarian kind of a feel. I probably would change this stick to something else. I can't remember if it was a stick in the original photo, but it feels like for a character like this, it should be a sword. I don't really like characters like this unless they're like magi, or unless the express purpose of this character is to be like sexual, just because it doesn't really make sense if she's a barbarian for her to be wearing like this skimpy of an outfit. Like, she's just going to get cut up. Like, she probably wants some sort of armor. And even if she weren't wearing armor, she probably wants like some more type of coverage. I don't know. It really depends, because sometimes you have males who are wearing skimpier armor. I just want to be wary of when I'm drawing female characters that I'm not just giving them like these high-heeled boots, because like, what is a warrior gonna be like? She needs to run around the battlefield. Now, this was a study from a cosplayer, so I was just drawing it how it was, but like an actually on the battlefield, high-heeled boots aren't going to be very practical, and like this kind of, sexy characters, people like looking at it, but it's not, if you're trying to go for a sense of believability, I think I want to stay away from that, but for a study, I think it's fine. This is a color study from a portrait. Yeah, I think it's a great study. I like that study a lot. Another color study. I think I did a good job with it. There's things to work on with the eyelashes and the hair, but for a study, I think it's great. I think color-wise, I think it was a really cool study. Yep, nothing much to say about that. This is an actual traditional oil painting. Just working on a skull. I do want to get back to oil painting, but I want to get back to it once I've gotten my drawing skills up more. This is a digital drawing. Jocko Willink. I was going for kind of a cross-hatching style, and I wanted to do something kind of like experimenting with a cross-hatching, comic booky kind of thing. There's something there, and I want to get back to it this year when I focus more on drawing, but just the building up a value with this hatching. And but I need to get back into that and maybe I've got this like really mucky gray. I think if you pushed it to pure black, you'd probably be better off. But there's potential there. It's not totally worked out, but there's potential. Same here. This one's just a color study. But the colors I like for sure. I like the colors, and one thing I really like here is the suggestion of texture with this brush, because there was like kind of a pattern like this on her. I guess kind of the band on her kimono. And same here, the suggestion of these patterns with just squiggles. There's not really anything there, but just simplifying that. And same here with these flowers. I think it's a really nice simplification. But the ellipses on the umbrella, just the sloppiness of these sticks, I think drag it down. For a color study, it's fine, but I think that's where it's going to suffer, is right here. And that's what I want to work on with my draftsmanship this year, is getting complex areas like this that are kind of geometric and mechanical to read better when there's a lot of information there. That's what I have trouble with, in working out all the tight little details. Here's a figure study I did, but again, it's just like I'm having trouble pushing these tighter shapes. See how it kind of breaks down and gets sloppy here? I mean, that's going to be in the transition, like this foot here. That doesn't make any sense how stark that transition is right there. Same here with these knuckles, very hard transition. Overall, I think it's good, but there's in order for me to get to that advanced level, I'm going to need some more refinement. Same with this one. Overall, really good, especially in the face, and I like how I'm pushing. I pushed the color of the nose here to be more red, and so appealing. I think I maybe added some light. She had this tattoo here, which was interesting. And I like how I pushed the colors on this. I pushed the background a little bit more purple here, a little bit more orange up here. Just very subtle. It's very subtly, which I think helped draw the colors in here. I added some red up here. So I think this was a good study in just adding color. But again, things aren't worked out in certain areas. Like this hand isn't worked out at all. So that's all draftsmanship, and I need to work on that this year. I want to work on that this year. This one I like. It's these spiders, and then there's the adventurers who are down here, and it's like the idea is that we get a shot of these spiders who are aware of these adventurers, and it's like the adventurers are caught in the spider's web, and we're seeing through the web to the adventurers. Yeah. This one, can't preview file. Okay, well, so this is just a couple on a hill. I don't know, they're very small. It's okay. There's a lot of dead space in this one. It's nice, but it could be better. Yeah, this is just a flower study. It's okay. It feels like something you'd see at the dentist, the dentist's office. Or like something like one of these you'd see in like a motel or a museum. It's all right. It's okay. It doesn't really move me though. Yeah, this is just. It looks like a photo. It's like a butterfly. Texture of the wings could be better. It looks just too. It doesn't have any soul in it, and it just feels too digital and slippery and artificial. And it could definitely be better. It just doesn't have any soul in it. I think it's just the problem for me. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, some file's too large to preview. I think that might be close. Okay, so this file's too large. Oh, that's a TIFF file. That's the problem. Well, you can kind of see here, this is a butterfly, like a fat butterfly. And so he's got his little donut, and he's like having a picnic, and then people are mad at him because he's not working, and all the other butterflies are hard at work, but this butterfly is just eating donuts and drinking milk, and lying on a picnic blanket. So this one's like based on a photo, but I exacerbated certain parts. I exaggerated certain elements in it to make it more interesting. I think like I made the plant look kind of like it has a glowing effect. I think if I were going to add anything to this, I'd make it clearer that this plant has kind of a glowing quality to it, and probably make it more like a druid spell or something, like a magical. Make it feel more magical, I think, because otherwise it's like, what's the point? You know, I think I'd probably add more of a glowing quality to this plant, probably make it whiter in the center, and then just have it be more of a light source in itself. But yeah, I think this one's cool. This was like more experimenting with like a very cartoony style. Yeah, I could have gone darker with the brush. A lot of these lines are like there was a lot of sloppiness with here. And a lot of these I'm saying it's just a matter of tightening things up and finishing things stronger. And a lot of it's close, it's just not, it's not professional. This is just a study of butter. That feels very satisfying to me. I just like that as a study. For a study, perfect. You know, as a finished painting, not so much, but as a study, I think it's perfect. And this was taking a plastic truck and then just applying the texture of butter to it, so painting something like a truck as if it were butter. So I pretty much took this and I took the image of a truck and then I painted this shape with the texture of butter, and I think this one was really successful. I really like that. This is just a bunny. It's real cute, huh? Yeah, look at how soft that fur. I think this one was successful in that I really captured the softness of it. Like, that feels like a bunny, doesn't it? This one was a big success because the point of it was to draw something fluffy and cute, and this thing looks fluffy and cute. So this, as a study, this was a huge success, and it feels really fuzzy. So I really captured the feeling of that texture perfectly, I think. This is a hand study. This will be the last of the 2021. I did a lot more than this, a lot more than you see here. This is just kind of the stuff that I wanted to show. But I did a metric crap ton of art this year. So a lot of bad stuff, a lot of bad stuff. Anything that you see here and you're like, that's bad, man, you should see some of my other stuff. I did some bad art, but I also got some good results out of it. So I guess that's the lesson here is like, do a whole bunch of art and some of it will be good. And I'll show you the stuff I've done so far this year. We'll go from here. So this is like a brawligator. It's like an alligator, but he's got like these sharp claws. Well, I guess all alligators have sharp claws, but he's like bulky and he's kind of, he's got these red spikes and he looks like he's about to fight you. Yeah, I like this tail. But again, a lot of this just comes down from a lack of draftsmanship. Like this face got really flat here, but overall I really like it. The silhouette's a lot better than my drawings have been in the past. Yeah, it's cool. There's stuff to work on with draftsmanship, but overall cool. This is like just a more focus on color and just painting, but yeah, just a painting of a golden retriever. I actually don't think this was a golden retriever. It kind of looks like a golden, but I think it was something else. I don't remember what. Maybe I think it was some kind of cocker spaniel, maybe. But I hang out with a lot of golden retrievers, so maybe subconsciously I painted it like a golden retriever. I think there was some wonkiness going on with the eye in this one. This fluff down here could have been better. I could have done better with the grass, I think. But overall, you can see me working on this impressionistic kind of a feel with these dots for the grass, and just trying to integrate that with a more photographic feel. I just wish but I mean, I really think I captured the personality well in this one, so that's good. It's just how to get more of Peter, me, my personality in there, you know? This is just a cow I painted from a photo. The cow is from a photo, and then I was just like, well, why not make it fun? So I added this halo and gave it a glowing effect, and then like a cross necklace, and then like a white robe, and put a sky background just to make it fun. So this is like, holy cow. It's just like a cheesy pun, but I really like the halo effect. So I think this one just makes me happy to look at because it's just like, I like images that are just like well painted, but then it's like, why, Peter? Why would you spend time doing this? Like, why are you this way? So this one just feels very, it's a way that I had fun doing a technical study. So I had fun doing this technical study by, it's just me playing and having fun doing art, which I think is just such a great thing when that happens, when you can go outside of just improving your skills and then just have fun with it. So that's what I like about that one. Here's some more cows. Yeah, I think this is a great photo study. I really wish I'd made this darker. Probably, I buffed up that reflected light down here, but that was intentional. Yeah, overall good photo study. I like it, good personality. I made some decisions to change certain things about the background, like there was more noise back here, but I played it down, made it lighter so that these guys would stand out more. It's just a mom and her baby. I moved this leg because in the original it was just this horrible tangent, although I think in moving it I made these hips way too wide, but I think it does improve the silhouette, so overall happy with this one. And yeah, I think I think good things ahead. Just need to keep practicing. Got 3 more to go through. Here's an octopus I did yesterday. What I really need to work on, what I really want to work on with drawing is getting it more refined and how to finish drawings more, get more finish on these drawings. Like how to spend longer on a drawing. Like I've spent time on drawings before that are cast drawings that are based, like that are charcoal where you can push a pull a lot, but how to go through more of like an inking process where you get all the rough lines finished out and then you come in and clean it up. So just working on getting things to that next level of refinement. And I think maybe means spending more time on one image. But I also want to get out of this idea of like copying. So how to make things my own and exaggerate certain things and spend more time on them, but without copying. That's going to be my challenge for this year. And I think just spending time on drawing is going to help with that. Here's an alligator. I just like this as a sketch. I think it's cool. And here's a snow leopard cub. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for what I've done so far in 2022. I mean, there's more, obviously. These are just the ones I wanted to show. Let's go back to here, and we'll bring myself up to big. And yeah, so that's pretty much my stuff from the past year, 2021, and we're going to be going into 2022, and I've got a Bobby Chu class that's starting in maybe a week. Yeah, almost a little over, like a week and a half. I'm starting a class with Bobby Chu, so I'll actually get to interact with Bobby Chu, which is cool because he's one of my art heroes. And then I'm taking a class with Wouter Tulp in end of February, so March and April. I'm hoping the Lightbox Expo is going to be in September, and I can go there to the live event. That'll be fun. Hopefully can meet some of my art heroes there, which is always fun, and take some cool classes, and that should be good. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to take a CGMA class in summer as well, something in terms of drawing, but basically this whole year is just drawing. It's just focusing on tightening my drawing up, getting my shapes on point, getting my line weights and my my like rhythmic lines on points, getting my proportions right, tightening things up. What I saw in reviewing these images was just a lack of tightening things up. Right? I get the big picture decent, but then I really need to be able to tighten things up and finish them to a high level. So, and I think that's going to be drawing. I think that's where it feels like I'm lacking that refinement is that I need to work on my draftsmanship. So that's going to be my 2022 focus, is just taking a lot of drawing classes and not painting so much, doing some color every now and then, just because it's a good muscle to work out, and it's a good way to take a break from drawing when you just get the need to express yourself a little more, because I am naturally a colorist and I'm good with color naturally and I like color a lot. It's just if I focus only on color, my drawing skills are always going to suck, but drawing is like the foundation of painting, so that's what I'm going to focus on for 2022. And good luck to you all. Leave a comment below with any suggestions or questions, and goodbye and good luck.